after this bullshit ceasefire was initiated, as they've continued to kill children in Gaza, murdered 10 Palestinians and counting in the West Bank, as the IOF raids the city of Jenin, destroying everything in its path, while they also supervise and protect violent Israeli settlers, terrorizing Palestinian villages all over the West Bank. You know, the standard shit we're used to with or without Trump. But back to Trump's annexation plans. I need you all to understand that annexation has always been Israel's plan, from the get-go. They've just been doing this in a slow and torturous way, hidden away from the gaze of the world, while also hiding behind the lies of their fake democracy and dodging reprimands through international law. But this time, it's a whole new ballgame. The world is watching, and as Israel continues to fall further and further into pariahhood, you are now noticing their all-in kamikaze-style approach, where they are showing all of their demonic cards for the world to see without a care in the world. And this doesn't just include the non-state of Israel. You're seeing these emboldened ass clowns, now in broad daylight, from the politicians to the news media, exposing who they really are. And yes, it sure is an ugly sight to be seen, but the good in all of this is that we now all see it in broad daylight. So if Trump moves forward with the annexation of the West Bank and even Gaza for that matter, every international entity will be watching. So all Trump is doing is basically just cutting the tree down with one swift strike of the hatchet rather than picking away at each branch day after day until it withers away. And what does this mean for Palestine? If they annex the West Bank, that automatically clears away all of the gray zones, all of the politicking, and all of the bureaucratic bullshit, including the Uncle Tomming Chara Palestinian Authority, who kills, humiliates, and arrests their own people, and might as well be a branch of the IOF. If the West Bank is annexed, the PA will serve no purpose anymore. They will either be disbanded and discarded or absorbed into the Israeli government, which is their rightful place. Either that or burning in hell. But either way, the PA would be gone, and there will be a clear line between the terrorist Israeli occupation and the resistance, with no bullshit in between. And this is when the war, which is actually not a war, will actually become a war with no guardrails. This all applies to Gaza as well. And I dare any Israeli settler to step foot into Gaza to claim it as your home, because your ass is going to get lit the fuck up in ways you can never imagine. So go ahead, Daniela. Lead the way. Just always remember, after all is said and done, Palestinians will always have the right to return as indicated via the UN Charter and every single international law entity. That is set in stone. That can never be taken away from us. We are about to witness the most difficult part of this aside from the Holocaust of our people, which is the large-scale land theft of our land. But remember, while all of this is happening in broad daylight for the world to see, Israel is still spiraling into the abyss and is bringing the empires down with them. This is why now is the most important time to stay vigilant and continue to expose the interconnectedness of everything around us, which all happens to be connected by a blood-soaked thread called Zionism.